Welcome to Kleshna's jewellery making channel. Today I am going to be showing you how to make this rather beautiful Very V necklace. Now this is part of a full range which I'm going to show you in a second, but I have to tell you that this is rather fantastic to wear with the old little black dress or any other V-neck that you might have about your person. Now let me show you the full range. So this is the full Very V range, which I have created either in gold with AB crystals and cream Swarovski pearls, or as seen here, in the rather lovely silver with the grey Swarovski pearls and bicones. Now we have a necklace. I have a rather special bracelet here with this lovely sort of pin cushiony type montage in the middle of it, and of course we wouldn't be where we are now without having a rather special cocktail ring over here. Now I'm going to show you how to create this range. We're going to start making the Very V necklace now. Now if you'd like to come down to my wondrous beading board here, I will show you how we make it. I shall try and keep in my runways, which you can probably see just on the outside perimeters here. It's a very simple stitch, this one. You literally will pick up 3 of the silver balls from the kit, bring them down to within. You need to be able to have a tail that you can hold between these 3 fingers. Apologies for my manky hands at the moment. I've been working extremely hard. We've just had IJL, which is a very big jewellery show. Now pop this cord around your finger and literally re-thread right the way through all of these beads. And I would recommend that you go through once again in order to create this, because it makes it far more secure for you. So then we're going to pull that down to make like a little diamond, okay? And in order to keep your diamond, because the apertures of these beads are quite large, I would suggest that you do a little knot in your thread, something that I'm not generally ever going to suggest that you do. So if you go over once, and then if you wrap this cord here through once and through twice and pull that down like this, you'll have a very secure what's known as a surgeon's knot, which is actually what they use when they're sewing you up from an operation. Right, and now I'm just going to hold this bit of thread down like this, and literally it's a case of following the pattern, which I will show you in a minute on my ready-made piece. You pick up 1 silver, 1 of the inside balls for the pattern, and 1 silver, and you are going to go all the way around. Hold on, let's just do that so that you can see what I'm doing. And through again, here, like that. And it's a case of just stitching around. Now, I would recommend that every time you do this, that you go around a second time. Can you see what I'm doing there? We're going up here, and we're going through here, like that, okay? We're going down the silver ball here, and we're going through here, okay? And then you just repeat. So you'd pick up then a silver ball, a grey bead, a silver ball, go all around that way and come out the other way. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be going once around that way, coming out that side, and then once around that way and coming out that side. So once clockwise, once anti-clockwise, okay? Now let me just move this aside, and I'd like to show you what the actual pattern ends up looking like, okay? So I don't know if you can see this properly, but on the very first, on the start, let me put it this way round. You have 5 balls coming down the side, then you will change over, and the pattern is to have 4 crystals and the balls are in the middle. All the way along, the Swarovski pearls are right the way down the centre of your piece. And the basic pattern is 4 turns on each one. And I want you to do the pattern 1, 2, 3.5 times in order to get to the bottom of your first length of the V. And then the slightly more complicated piece will come in. So I want you to then work your way back, please, until you're back at the second silver ball in. And then what I'm going to show you, which is a very nifty way of working this out, and I'm just going to move that thread over here, go back into my runway here, Kleshna, of my directrice will tell me off because you won't be able to see properly. There we go. So if you kind of check this out before you do it, what you will be able to see is which balls you put where, okay? So what we're going to do is to sew that in like that. So let me just start and see if we can't give you a little heads up on how to do that. So we're going to pick up our grey bead, we're going to pick up our silver ball, pick up that one, and you go around and back through here. There we go. Can you see? Just like that. Then you have to go through the side of this bead, because what we don't want to do is to fill up the holes in between the beads with the thread. We want those to look perfect. And now we've gone around anti-clockwise, so the next one is going to go around clockwise. So we're going to, because we're next door to a grey, we're going to pick up a silver bead, and then we're going to pick up a grey bead. I'm going to swap hands so you can see what I'm doing. I hope you can see what I'm doing anyway. And I'm going to go through the silver bead, then I'm going to go through the side of the grey bead, if I'm not careful the thread is going to come off my needle. Right, I'm going to go down through the silver bead there, and then this is where the really clever bit comes in. I'm going to pick up another grey pearl, a silver bead and a grey pearl, because I'm starting another whole row. And do you remember at the beginning of a whole row the reason I'm picking up the grey bead pearl, the silver bead and the grey pearl is because I'm starting another whole row again. So at the beginning of every row, when you are doing right angle weave, you always pick up 3 beads, and thereafter you only ever pick up 2 beads at a time. It's one of those things that is a bit like this, and when you first start doing it you think, oh, I don't know about this. Even I did it, I can tell you. I'm not perfect myself, but eventually you will see from the shape that you're making. So let's go back down to the board again. Okay, so we've got our 3 beads lined up here, and we know what they are because we've made the pattern before we threaded them on. So that means we're not going to have to take them off again. So there we go. Now, I'll let you into a little secret of mine in a second. Let me just finish doing this. But I think I'll let you into a secret whilst we look at this piece, and I will show you something with the needle. Now let me just do that and one more row, and then if you've got this right you can pat yourself on the head, pat yourself wherever you want to actually, and because you will have achieved the very V point, and you will have done it without crossing back over your own lines, which will make it look extremely professional and really rather special. Okay, right. So, as you will see here, I just want to show you something. What happens here is you will have, by the very nature of doing this, two little gaps here and here. Now, when you finish making the necklace overall, if you want to close these gaps up, which I have done in here's one I made earlier here, okay, what you need to do is to thread up a piece of thread, insert it somewhere up here, follow your thread path back down and go around the beads until you find your ability to do an inside loop here and an inside loop here, which will then mean that instead of having an outside loop which will show, you will close all of that up like I've managed to do on mine. Now it's a bit difficult to show at this point in time, but I'm sure by the time you've finished doing your loops you'll completely be at one with this wonderful stitch here. So moving on rather swiftly, I'm going to show you how to put a pinch bail on at the end. Now I've cut our piece of chain in half here by just basically opening it with a pair of pliers. I've got what is known as a pinch bail here. Have you got that? Which you insert through the chain in order to, the reason it's called a pinch bail is because you can see the movement. As I press my fingers together it pinches. The reason I have designed this with these rather beautiful silver coloured balls is that they have an aperture, a hole big enough that I can insert the pinch bail on one side and the other side, and Bob's your uncle, there's your piece of chain on the end, there's your little Kleshna heart on the end as well, and then on the other end you quite simply put your clasp and there you have it. You'll have your rather beautiful Kleshna Very V necklace. So you too can have a Very V necklace like mine, either in gold or in silver. Bye bye, and if you want to learn about the rest of the range, come back and see me later.